race went pretty good. We started dead last on Saturday because we didn't qualify. So that was 31st. We ended up 11th. So we had a good day, just passed cars left and right. Today on Sunday we started 11th, just kind of ran a good pace, and we ended up 5th truck overall, so we'll see how we end up on time. We're gonna run Parker in a few weeks, but from there on out we'll be running the SCORE season. San Felipe, we're gonna gear up for that and try to win it. We had a good opportunity last year, but didn't happen. We're gonna try to do it again. The course is rough. There are big holes. It changes every lap. You'll swallow these trophy trucks up. You'll come around the next lap and that hole wasn't there, and you'll slam into it and you just gotta keep on going. So it's pretty wild. I feel bad for the Class 1 cars with their small tires. No, the roughness is about the same. It's the same every year. It just gets rougher and rougher every day, every lap. So it's still a fun race. I enjoy doing it. I'm just glad we finished this year. We should be 5th in points. That's a good way to start out our season.
You know, yesterday we ended up running pretty good, but on the second lap, the torque converter started causing us a little problems, so we started cruising and making sure we got to the finish line, and ended up finding some other problems with the flex plate. Got all that fixed, and then today we wanted to go out there and, you know, we want to finish. Laughlin is so notorious for tearing people up, and you want to leave this race having a finish and getting those finishing points so you can, you know, have a good chance to win the championship. So we wanted to go out of Laughlin on a high note with a finish, and we did that. We ended up 4th for the weekend, and we're going to go back and do some testing and go to San Felipe and go out all out. Obviously, we're going to be driving this Rockstar Energy Mastercraft Safety number 20 trophy truck, you know, with Robbie Pierce. He'll be in the number 30, and with him recently acquiring the purchasing Impact Racing, you know, we're sporting Impact on these trucks now, and Mastercraft up on the visor. So, you know, really want to thank Robbie Pierce and you know, the Mastercraft family for helping me out and letting me drive this trophy truck. But we'll definitely be doing all the SCORE series, and then you know, we'll be back to defend our championship in the Lucas Oil Series and the Pro 2. Got some other things in the works, you know, going back to the Torque Series. It's not all finalized yet, but, you know, we're going to hopefully get that done here in the next week or two.
Today was actually decent. You know, we put it together a good run. We started 8th place, about 2.5 minutes behind Jesse and Bryce, and you know, we knew it was going to be hard to get up in the top 3. And you know, Mark had a couple of issues, Mark Wyrick, and we were able to get around him and a couple of other guys. And you know, looks like we're here in 3rd place overall for the weekend, and you know, couldn't be happier after a bad day yesterday. Really, some tranny issues. You know, so good start to the year, and now we're looking at San Felipe. This race determines who's going to be in the points hunt for the rest of the season, and that's, you know, that's something that is critical to do well at Laughlin. You know, it's so difficult to finish the 16 laps and finish them well, but that sets you up for the rest of the year. And you know, I think we got a truck that does very well at San Felipe, and we've proved we can do well at the long races. So you know, I think we've set ourselves up pretty good for the rest of the year.
Heck of a war today. You know, Bryce pulled the whole shot, and then I got stuck back getting blasted on every single turn. Couldn't get by him. Bryce is a heck of a good driver, and we did our best, but I just didn't have anything for him. And then the last 2 laps, the motor laid down, so we just wanted to come out of here with a finish. In my opinion, if you're going to win the SCORE Trophy Truck Point Championship, you have to come out of here with a finish. And, you know, we came with a finish, so I'm happy with that. I think the points here mean everything for the year.
in behind Jesse with 4 seconds, and me and Jesse kind of talked before the race. We're like, let's take it easy for the first 5 laps and then race from there. So we were neck and neck the whole way. I had like 4 seconds on, so we were tied going into the last lap. And from there, you know, we wicked it up. He had some problems with his motor. And, you know, it's an awesome start for the year. My second SCORE race. To take a win is huge for Red Bull and everybody that came on board this year. So we're looking forward to this whole season and try to win a championship.
We're winding down here on the 17th running of the SCORE Laughlin Desert Challenge, and I tell you, it's a great way to start the 2011 year off. This race was flawless. We had some of the finest racing. We had record numbers in our SCORE trophy truck class. Our class 1 had a real high number. The rest of the classes were great. The weather held up beautiful. The SCORE Laughlin Leap on Friday night was very, very fantastic. We had a great crowd out here on Friday night and yesterday. On Sunday, it kind of, you know, trickles down. People are thinking of going home and everything. But as far as the racing is concerned, I don't think you could see any finer off-road racing in the world that you saw this weekend. My hat is off to my nephew Paul. He put a lot of work into some redesigning of sections of the course here, which made it, I think, a little faster course because, as you see, we didn't have as many vehicles break this year as we had in the past, which I think is really good. I mean, it certainly wasn't a stadium type race, and it was off-road racing, but I think it improved the show. Adding that extra berm that Paul did over here in the turn coming into the finish line was a great idea. It took a lot of work on our grader's part and everything, but you saw it worked. You know, we had a horrendous guy leave that wanted to go over to the Colorado River, Evil's Knievel style, but we stopped that, and the vehicle actually was able to continue on, and he finished the race. But you know, Laughlin's been an incredible event. You know, we've changed this race course in the last 17 years about 16 times. You know, it ran north and east, it ran south and west. The configuration has always changed. But I think what we've got right now is really a great course for the future. And you know, speaking of the future, we're looking forward to many more years here. I know that they're talking about possibly developing this area into a golf course, if you could believe that. But I think that's going to take a little while. So I'm pretty sure we've got a nice next couple of years coming back to Laughlin. We like it. The community is very nice to us. It's great working with the Laughlin Chamber of Commerce, Department of Tourism, and Las Vegas events do a great job in helping support this event. As you know, we put on a 5-race series. We start here in Laughlin, Nevada, then we go to San Felipe on the Sea Cortez side of the peninsula. And you know, San Felipe is just a complete unique event in any of the events we put because it's such a fun town, and the race is pretty quick, you know, 250 miles. The racers kind of have a different race face than they do for the 500 and 1,000. They really want to get out of their vehicles, come into town, have some Tecates and some Azuña tequila and some shrimp and have a good time. But you know, we're really excited about our next event, which is the Tecate Mastercraft Safety SCORE San Felipe 250. It's going to be basically the same course that we had last year, which was a very challenging course. But what I'm working with the community, instead of coming all the way out of Matomi Wash and getting on the highway, making a left-hand turn and getting on the highway before you get into that rock garden, we're trying to go back to the way that we did a few years ago, turning about 8 miles before you get to the highway, making a left-hand turn and going up into the area which is a little to the west of the highway. That'll save any highway running and things of that nature. But you know, San Felipe, as I say, is always a great event. The weather's beautiful down there. San Felipe loves us, obviously, loves the racing community, you know, because they've been having a hard time with all the problems with the tourism and everything. But, you know, Baja is so safe. We've had such a great time down there, and the community of San Felipe and Mexicali and Ensenada have opened their arms to us. The security, they've given more security during our races. It's just been a great event. So, you know, 1-2, we've got Laughlin almost behind us. We're getting ready to, well, I've already been down to San Felipe quite a few times, but, you know, we're working on that event, and we're looking forward to that being our second event. And, you know, the other thing I think that I think most of your viewers know about is that, you know, we are going to do a loop event for the Tecate SCORE Baja 1000. It'll be from Ensenada to Ensenada, and Prim, unfortunately, had to move the date to the end of August because of the Bureau of Land Management Fish and Game requirements, because they say it's a very highly sensitive month, September, which we've only done that about 19 years or 20 years, but all of a sudden it's sensitive. And then next year, you know, that's the big year as far as I'm concerned, 2012, it's the 45th anniversary of the Tecate SCORE Baja 1000. And so I've already started working on that event, trying to figure out, are we going to end in La Paz, are we going to end in Cabo, what are we going to do to make it really different?